Well, hello again, Pride fans, and welcome to another edition of the WB Mason Coach Report right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Dan Sauerman with Joe Mihalich, head coach of the Hofstra Pride men's basketball team. Well, Pride 1-1 this week, a win down in Towson, and then a tough, close defeat against William & Mary's past Sunday. Coach, let's start in Towson, down 14 at one point. Real gutsy performance to be able to come out with the victory. What did you like from the guys?
We had a will to win that I think the good teams have to have, and we had a lot of chances to lose that game. We had a lot of chances to lose that game. We were down a lot in the first half. We could have packed it in. We didn't. We clawed back. We scratched back against a team that's hard to. They're one of those teams. If they have a 14-point lead, it's like a 25-point lead for a lot of teams because of their pace and their style of play and their toughness. So I'm really, really proud of our guys for gutting it out and finding a way to win. It was a possession back and forth game towards the end, and Deion Nesmith made a big shot. Wanya Green was terrific. It was just a big, big win for us.
It was actually only the third win this year with a margin less than 10 points this season. I know obviously you guys are able to blow out teams a lot, but what does it mean to be able to get one of those close victories again at this point in the conference?
Yeah, it just shows that when there's a chance to lose, that you can still win. There's a chance to win. And, our guys know that, and it's about believing in yourself. And we always say make a winning play, and our guys did that down the stretch. They made winning plays. When you make winning plays, you win.
Let's go to Sunday. William & Mary comes in, a game where you trailed the entire way, but you were still able to keep clawing back and at least come back and tie up the game. What did you like from the resiliency from your team?
We have a good spirit about us right now. I mean, we came in second the other day when we played William & Mary, which we don't like, but we have a good spirit about us right now. There's a good feel in that locker room. There's a good bet. We get that bounce in our step, and we're disappointed with that loss, but the kids believe in themselves. The team believes in themselves. And there's a couple things we got to do better. We know that, and they're all correctable. If we can do those things, we think we can still be one of the best teams in the league. And hey, there's 10 people thinking this. Let's be good for 3 days in March. And again, disappointing to not get that done. Toe to toe with a really good team. We needed one stop at the end, and ended up being a block call. And then we had one chance at the end, and we just came up short.
Well, even though you've been swept by Northeastern and William & Mary, the only two teams you have been swept by this season, is there a comfort level knowing that when you go down to Baltimore, you have a chance to be able to defeat these teams because you know you can compete with them?
Well, there's no doubt, and I keep referring to last year. It's the only 2 years that I can make comparisons. Last year, Towson and Delaware were clearly a lot better than everybody else, just talent-wise and so forth. And everyone knew that those two teams are going to be awfully tough to beat. And this year there's a lot of good teams. Everybody respects Northeastern and William & Mary, and Wilmington and James Madison and anybody you play. But I don't think there's that feeling throughout the league that there's nobody you're afraid to play. There's nobody you don't want to play. That there's nobody you can't beat. Just like you can lose to anyone too.
Well, I'll look at this week. It's a big week ahead. Back at home at the MAC, the final game for the seniors. Let's start with those seniors. Musa Koning and Deion Nesmith, obviously. Let's start with Deion because he's the graduate, second-year guy here for you. What are you going to miss about Deion? What does it mean to honor him this Wednesday?
Well, when we first got here a couple of years ago, President Rabinowitz and Jeff Hathaway, basically the charge was, let's change the culture of this program. Let's get not just good basketball players, but let's get good people here, and let's win, and let's win the right way. And there's no two people that define all those things more than Deion Nesmith and Musa Koning. And Deion, Moose is, I guess we'll talk about him in a second, right? But Deion is somebody that, really had other chance. I mean, he's such a brilliant guy and such a successful student that he was graduating from college. He could have just went and got a job or something like that and decided, hey, what the heck, I'll keep playing basketball and get a master's. And then he was fortunate enough to get a 6th year. But to have him around for 2 years, and I'll forever and always remember Deion Nesmith, Zeke Upshaw, and Musa Koning because they helped turn this program around and get it back to where it needs to be.
Well, you just mentioned obviously Musa being able to turn this program around, the longest tenured member of the Pride, played all 4 years here. What do you think is going to mean for him to have his jersey framed and play his last game at the MAC?
Yeah, as I think I've said, there's a lot of emotion on senior night. When those guys walk across their floor and they've got their family with them, and it's just, the memories start to just flash through your head, and you just, it's hard to stay composed because you love these guys so much. And Musa's been through it. Musa was here when things weren't good, and now he's here when things are good. And there's nothing I'd love to see more than Musa Kane end up his college career the right way.
Well, Wednesday also is going to be the Headstrong Foundation game. Obviously, the Headstrong Foundation and Hofstra have a close link together. Mihalich, and obviously what it means to wear number 27 for Hofstra men's lacrosse. Now you have a chance to pretty much honor things this upcoming Wednesday. A former play-by-play voice, actually, of Hofstra Pride basketball, former WRHU member, and Christian Heim will be here to be honored. He's dealing with the suffer of cancer himself. What do you think it's going to mean for this program to be able to honor the Headstrong Foundation?
Well, it's an incredible story, Nick's story, and now Christian's fighting that fight, and we're all going to be praying for him. But, it's an incredible story, and I must say I didn't know the whole story. I just I'm learning more about it, and it just gives you the chills to know that there are people like Nick who, can inspire others. I mean, people inspire people, and Nick is somebody that did that at a young age. He showed his courage, and he showed his character, and showed what kind of person he was, and just to be able to honor him, and in doing so, maybe help somebody else by doing this. It's something that you're proud to do.
Well, you guys will be wearing the neon laces, obviously, on Wednesday. But let's look at the game itself now. The College of Charleston, you beat them once down there. It was a tough game towards the stretch, able to come away with that victory. What are the keys going to be to this weekend? And then, obviously, JMU's on Saturday. That's another big game. But what is the key to Wednesday and getting things rolling still?
I'm mystified by this team, College of Charleston. I really respect them. And I feel bad for them, too. They're in so many games. I mean, you talked about close wins and close losses. They're in every game. They've got talent, they've got athleticism, they've got good players, and it's going to be, hopefully we can push the right buttons to whatever, score more points than them, limit them offensively and try to find a way to score on a good, tough defensive team.
Well, finally, Coach, last 2 games of the regular season before you go down to Baltimore, what do you want to see specifically from this team to close things out?
Well, we could talk for another 20 minutes about that, and it's a lot of little things. Not to repeat myself, but what I like is the spirit that we have right now. We have a good spirit about us. There are a couple technical things we got to improve, whether it's our interior offense, whether it's our, whatever, execution against us. Just a lot of basketball jargon I would throw at you, but it's an exciting time, and we're excited to finish the season off this next week, and hopefully we'll be playing good going into Baltimore.
Well, it's senior night, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Catch all the action on GoHofstra.com and WRHU, and then this weekend, down in JMU, you can also catch in all the action on the Hofstra Pride Sports Network. He's Joe Mihalich. I'm Dan Savarino. We'll catch you next week, Pride fans.